Hello, I'm T-Junkie and welcome to my second tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to teach you how to create a basic room with a corridor connected by a door. In my last tutorial I talked briefly over the tools on the left hand side, and I'll go into more detail through this tutorial. Right, what you first want to do is you want to click on the block tool. Make sure your grid is snapped down to 16 or 8, I find they're the best, and create yourself a floor. It can be any size you want, but big enough to be a room. Once you have your floor in place, you need to create the walls. I recommend putting the floor so it overlaps the grid size. Say if you've got a nice square, make it so the sides go out just that one block extra so you can put your walls on top of them. This is so there are no leaks in the map and you can plonk the walls directly on top without any problems. When creating the walls, you want the walls to be 128 high, which will be shown on the left hand side on the side view. Once they're 128 high, that's the basic size for a wall, you click the enter key and it will draw it in. Size it so it's the same length as your floor. And then a faster way of making walls after you've created the first one is select the floor and select the wall again, click on the block tool, and then use the top view to draw the walls in. As you can see, it's already adjusted itself to the height of the wall that you've selected, which is perfect if you're going to create another wall the same height as the other wall. If you have another wall higher than the wall that you've got selected and you want the wall to be that high, you have to select the wall that's the height that you want your other wall to be placed. Otherwise it will be all squiff and you'll have a wall lower than what you want it. Right, when you have the walls in, as you can see I've got the basic walls in. I haven't put a ceiling on yet, I'll put that on in a bit after I've done the layout of the corridor and the room. Right, what you want to do is you want to do the corridor as well. You can do this however big you want, it's entirely up to you. If you're doing a corridor that's going to use a wall, use the same wall here, because it's just easier for me if I do this like this. It saves me building another wall brush. As you can see, I've selected the bottom brush as well, and then I'm going to draw using top view, and if you look, it's exactly the same thickness and the same height in the world as the floor I selected. Push enter and now it's now drawn in. As you can see, the wall is sitting on top of the floor, and that's exactly how you want it. Some people like to put the wall like this. I really don't like that because all that's connected them together is a little tiny gap, and it's so vulnerable to leaks when you do it like that. Right, once you have all your walls in, you can see here on my screen, you use a toggle texture application tool. Use a left click to select which texture that you want to change. I've left clicked this face and this face, and you click the browse button, and then you type in you can type in plaster, concrete, wall. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to go with plaster. You might have to look around a bit to find one that you want to stick to. And as you can see, you right click on any face that you want to change to that texture, and it will line it up and texture them all for you. Do the same for the floor. Left click on the floor, search for one. I'm going to go for a nice tile floor. So once you've textured your floor and the walls, what you need to do next is create a space for a door to be. If you're using a 16 grid, a door is typically 44 blocks wide. So you highlight your 4 blocks, it's there. So you want to do is you want to leave a 4 block gap where, in a wall that you want the door to sit in. As you can see, I've got here. Right, to create a door frame, the easiest way to start off with is to create a complete separate brush inside the gap. Go to the texture tool and type in dev in the filter. Scroll down until you can find the door dev texture, this one here, and you want to paste it on. To align the texture to fit snug in the face, you use the 6 little buttons here. You click the B for bottom, then you click the L for left, and as you can see, it's nice and snug in. Once you've got that, you might want to adjust the face. You want to adjust the brush that you've got by lowering the grid size using the selection tool. Once you have the brush so it fits snug around the orange door layout, you're going to need to use the clipping tool. You select the clipping tool while you've got the face selected, and then you turn your grid size down to 4, because that's how thick the top of the door frame is to the inner door frame. Then you clip in the brush. If you notice, part of the brush is white and the rest is red. This means when you hit enter, it's going to delete the red section. You don't want that for this. You want to hit shift then X, and it will switch which side's now going to be deleted when you hit enter. Hit shift X again and they'll both be white. That means that nothing is going to get deleted now. You hit enter and it's done a little cut, and then you cut one either side, and then you've got the door frame cut out. All you have to do now is delete the middle section. Now you've got the door frame. Now what you want to do is you want to select all the faces, and then press the apply current texture. I'll use a no draw texture because if you can't see the face, you shouldn't have a texture on it. It saves being rendered in the game, and it increases performance all around. So now you want to hit the apply current texture, and now it's in. If you want, you can resize the door frame to fit in the door a little bit snug, and then adjust the walls around it. Right, when you've got the door frame in place, you need to create the rest of the wall around it. Select one of the walls you've got on either side of the door frame, click the block tool, and then your side view or your front view. If you've got this on your front view, then you use the front view. If you've got this on your side view like I have, then use the side view to draw this, and draw it on the top, and then enter, and now you've got a wall all around your door frame. With this, now you're going to have to texture around the door as you did before. with your walls. Takes you in the middle if you're in where the door behind the door frame, and this is not aligned, so you're gonna have to push top, and now it's all aligned properly, and it looks beautiful.